What's going on, y'all? My name's Yeti, and this is Yeti Machine Company. Here on this channel, I like to do a lot of videos on wrenching and fixing and building all kinds of stuff, from Harleys to hot rods. But this video is going to be a little bit different. This is actually episode number 2 in a series I'm doing from a trip that I took earlier with a bunch of my friends out to Born Free, Texas. If you haven't seen the first episode, do me a favor, go over there and watch it. It didn't get a lot of views when I posted it, so if you could, give it some likes, give it some shares, tell your friends if you want me to keep doing this series. So anyways, without further ado, here's episode 2 of our trip to Born Free, Texas. So day 3 on the road, we woke up nice and rested at our beautiful Airbnb in Albuquerque. We ended up having to get up super early because we had a very long day. We had 700 miles and some change to do. That was a lot because that was actually more than the previous days combined. It was very cold. We left in the dark, especially for a little SoCal native like myself. We definitely don't deal with that kind of cold, and we definitely don't ride in that kind of cold. So we were all doubling up on gloves.
I just doubled up. I just doubled up this time.
Oh, you got double motherfuckers?
We're getting hand warmers at the gas station. So yeah, we were all pretty cold, but that soon subsided. We got to ride into a beautiful sunrise, one of the most beautiful sunrises I saw on the whole trip, leaving northern New Mexico and heading into Texas, coming up over the hill. It was gorgeous, man. We are on day 3 of our journey. We're passing through the top of Texas to go into Portsmouth, Arkansas, and then we're going to go down through Louisiana and cut in. But we made it to Texas, day 3. No major breakdowns or any fuck-ups. Everyone's having a grand old time. Not a lot going on the road. We were on the 40, kind of just headed up towards the Panhandle. The weather got pretty shitty. It was super windy. We were getting blown sideways and kind of riding the slow lane. I mean, we were like at a pretty good angle trying to beat the wind, but no biggie. We kept it pushing. We ended up stopping at the Cadillac Ranch, took some pictures and tagged up some cars, did some touristy stuff, you know. That was cool to see in person. I'd never seen it in person. So unfortunately though, after leaving Cadillac Ranch, the whole day kind of went to shit. Well, we have made it to the outskirts of Oklahoma City. Yeah, I don't know, Texas just fucking hates our crew because we had one tire get popped, we had a shift linkage on another bike get broken, and then we had a full charging system meltdown on another bike. Luckily, we only had to throw one bike in a truck. My bike fucking at a gas station just decided the throttle didn't want to work. I shut it off, turned it back on like a computer, and it started working. And now the check engine light's gone. So I don't know, I think it's just Texas Brua that is after us. But we were able to get a trailer for Hector's bike. Luckily, somebody real nice at a gas station let him load it up and drag it over there. Big shout out to Trips Harley Davidson in Amarillo, Texas. Those people over there treated us like family. We hung out in that service area for a few hours while Hector got his tire changed, and they actually had the parts in stock that we were going to need to fix Kyle's bike, which was awesome. Most, at least the local dealerships, don't really carry stuff. Anything pretty much 10 years and older, they don't really have a good stock on. So shout out to Trips Harley Davidson. You guys were awesome to us. And they actually had a shift linkage in stock for Ribs Fedsteina, which was cool. So they were able to help us get 2 out of the 3 bikes back on the road. After all that bullshit, we sat in Amarillo for like 4 hours, which today was supposed to be a very long, and it is still a long day. It's like a 730 mile day. We have done 500 miles today. We have 230-ish more. So we're gonna get to our Airbnb in Portsmouth, Arkansas pretty late, but all things considered, it could have been a lot worse. all of us, our asses hurt, and none of us want to ride motorcycles anymore today, but I'm sure that will change tomorrow. So we actually ended up riding all the way through Oklahoma in the dark. Ribsfit decided to hop in the chase truck and let Kyle ride his bike, so that way Kyle could say that he had ridden in all the states. And then another issue happened. A weird one as well, one I'd never seen before. Basically, on the Evos, there's a little oil pressure sensor up on the cone. That thing decided to back out and disappear, which led to all the oil shooting out Ribsfit's bike while Kyle was riding it. Luckily, he shut it down before it blew up. The chase truck was with them, so they were able to take the oil pressure sensor off of Kyle's bike, throw it on Ribsfit's bike. We had like a gallon of oil, dumped some oil in it, and we were able to get to our Airbnb in Fort Smith, Arkansas. We didn't get there till like 2 o'clock in the morning, but you know, we made it there safe. So the next day, day 4, we hopped on the bikes. We were staying in an area of Fort Smith that was kind of like an older downtown area. I don't know what street it was, I couldn't tell you. All right, so after getting some much needed rest in our Airbnb, which was awesome, it was like an Airbnb from the 1800s, pretty sick. We are leaving Arkansas. We're heading south to Shreveport, Louisiana. Of all the bullshit that happened last night, luckily we've only still got one bike that's down. Kyle's actually got to find some time to tear his bike apart and fix it. But yeah, we back on the road, baby. But it was beautiful. Really old structures, a lot of brick buildings, just friendly people everywhere. I mean, even the homeless people walking around were smiling and waving to us while we were riding through. We ended up going to Fort Smith's Harley Davidson dealership to try to find a plug for Ribsfit's dyno. So we were able to get kind of a temporary fix for that. That way Kyle could have his oil pressure sensor back. While talking to one of the girls working inside the dealership, we found out that she used to live in Shreveport. And that was where we were heading. We were heading down south to Shreveport, Louisiana, to cut in east into Texas for Born Free show that night. None of us had really had any super good Cajun food before, and she recommended this place called the Blind Tiger. So that's what we set our navigations for. Day 4 overall was the most beautiful day of riding. Didn't have any expectations for that day as far as beauty, but man, was I surprised. Kind of the Texarkana area from Arkansas, from Fort Smith, kind of dipping in between Oklahoma and Texas, was some of the most beautiful mountain riding we did. I mean, yeah, it was beautiful. Got to stop at a gas station, had some fireball shots in the parking lot, ate some corn dogs. It was great. We kept it pushing after that. That was like our lunch stop. And we ended up getting into Shreveport right around dinner time. We hit the Blind Tiger. That place, if you live in Shreveport, Louisiana, and you haven't been to the Blind Tiger or live anywhere nearby, check that place out. Bomb Cajun food, good drinks, like a really, really good vibe there. I think we had at that point like less than 100 miles to go. By that time, everybody was pretty beat. There may or may not have been a couple little dust ups at the gas station. We were just a little bit aggravated from being on the road for that many days together. But all that said and done, we made it to Born Free, Texas. So we got in there, it was Thursday night, found a cool campsite, set up camp, and then celebrate a little bit. I had me a few brewskis and chilled out by the lanterns. We didn't have a campfire, but we were able to chill out by the lanterns. And yeah, we had finally made it to our destination, and we were ready to camp for the next 3 days and have a good time. Oh. All right, well, we made it to Born Free, Texas. Nobody died. We only lost one bike totally on the ride, but everyone's here, safe and sound, and we're gonna drink beer and do whatever we do now. So that's it for the ride out. We'll see what happens on the ride back. Well, that's it for this episode. I thank y'all for watching. If you could do me a favor, go like this video, go subscribe, go follow me on all socials. It's at Yeti Machine Co. On Instagram and TikTok. Check out my website. I got shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff if you want to, if you want to support me. Also, there's this new thing called Super Thanks. It allows you to support me directly. So if you want to leave me a note, give me a super thanks. I'll make sure to read them out loud for the next episode. And do me a favor and come back for episode 3 of our trip to Born Free, Texas.